Starting off the morning with some cocaine. Blow, I thought he's back, I smoking propane. Got a new mask, I like post face. Mask on, no trace. Feeling pissed off.
What even is an office anymore? Been enjoying working down here with Ariana, who always works down here. Normally, I go in the office first thing in the morning, and I still do. I like the office in the morning, and then Ariana likes down here. It's like her little area, and it's kind of cool. We get our own little space to work and stuff. But then later in the day, lately, at the end of the day, I've been coming down here where it's nice and cozy. Look at this view outside, man. That's a hell of a view to work by. Market just closed. We got a lot of earnings coming up. My 2 cents on earnings is I never really hold things through earnings. I think that's a gamble. If you want to gamble, go to a casino. And when I play pre-anticipatory runs for earnings, I only jump in them if there's a pattern. It's all about the charts. So if something has earnings coming up and it's forming a nice continuation pattern, then I'll jump into it. Once it breaks out of that pattern, once it's confirmed to break out of that pattern. That's it. I don't just pick a stock I think might do well in earnings or I've heard good things about and just jump into it and hope and pray it goes well leading up to earnings. That's, again, gambling. You can go to a casino for that. So there's a lot of stocks that should probably do really well in earnings. They have no pattern set up in their charts though. There's nothing to trade off of. I'm not touching them. I need a haircut so bad. I haven't gotten one in probably a month, if not slightly longer than that. It's crazy. And now what you've all been waiting for, the Pec Tear. How the hell am I doing? The Pec Tear happened a week and a day ago. 8 days ago it happened last Monday. It is now Tuesday, a week afterwards. And no surgery needed, and we're actually feeling pretty damn good. So really quickly, here are some photos of the pec at its worst. Not that crazy. We didn't get any crazy purple coloration, discoloration coming on. The pec did not roll all the way up. It did not dislocate from the bone. The tendon did not tear from the bone. It was just simply a partial muscular tear, which is the best case scenario. Those don't require surgery. And here we are today, 8 days later. Ready? Grand finale, please. Boom. Not too shabby. Let's see. So a little bit of discoloration still there, right in the armpit area. It's very hard to even see under bright light. See it? Just looks like someone kind of punched me a little bit. It's not even that bad. Slight bruising. We have a lump here. You can definitely see there's a little gap there, like a little incision where the muscle tore. See? Kind of freaky when I flex it. And just for comparison's sake, so here's my healthy pec. You see it's like nice consistent thickness right up to my armpit. And here is my torn pec. And you can see there is definitely like a nice little gap going on right in there. Kind of like a divot. See that? It's really weird. It feels weird. It feels very weird. But not too bad. I initially thought it was rolled up more because it was so swollen. But once the swelling went down, I was relieved that it wasn't rolled up. And I have full range of motion. This doesn't hurt. Nothing hurts anymore on it. It'll be a little tender here and there. I'll throw some ice on it and stuff like that, of course, because it is a tear. But nothing too dramatic. Sleep isn't thrown off. So this is where we're at right now. I think the 2 things that saved my pec, the 2 things that saved this pec tear from being a lot worse and needed surgery. 1, the fact that I let go of the bar immediately. I really think that saved my life with this pec tear here. Not literally my life, but that saved me from needing like surgery or something like that. The fact that I let go of the bar, the second I heard and felt this thing tear, I just dumped it right onto the safeties. I think had I waited for a spotter to lift it off of me, just staying under the weight, that extra 1.5 seconds could have really made the difference between the tear that it is now and a tear that needs surgery. So I think that right there made a huge difference. I think the second detail that made a huge difference was just pure good luck, I guess. But the fact that the tear happened at the bottom of the rep and not halfway back up the concentric of the rep. I've seen a lot of videos where guys are benching and they're halfway back up, they're pushing the rep back up, and then their chest tears. And I'm just guessing here, maybe that didn't make a difference at all, but it kind of makes a little sense when you think about the fact that when you are at the bottom of a rep, your chest is stretched, right? The muscle is stretched. As you push that bar back up, the muscle contracts, it flexes, it bunches together, it gets big, right? It creates like a boob and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. All that bunching is creating a lot of tension at the tie-ins of that muscle and the tie-ins of the tendons. So I think when you have that muscle bunching, creating that much tension, and then it tears, that's a lot of torque going boom and just ripping it off the bone. I think that much torque is what also helps the really bad tears happen to really rip off the bone and then the chest rolls up. Because the chest is already trying to roll up. Literally, as you're flexing your chest is kind of trying to roll itself up. The fact that it's essentially glued to your skeleton is what stops it from doing so. So if you're in the middle of trying to roll that chest up and then you cut those ties, boom, that's when the chest rolls way up. I think that adds a lot of torque to it. So I could be wrong about that fact. I could have my anatomy backwards here, but I just feel like the fact that it was at the bottom at a position where my chest wasn't trying to roll itself up, there wasn't as much tension. Of course, when you're stretched, that's a lot of tension too. Obviously, when you're stretched, there's a lot of tension going on in that way too. But I think the fact that in this position, the chest is not actively trying to roll itself up in the first place possibly helped out a lot. But either way, me letting go of the weight, I think was definitely the big game changer there. So yeah, I just began doing some at-home PT for it, and I will show you guys what that entails in the next video. So the next video I'll show you guys what I'm doing to kind of get this thing working again. I gave it the first full week of the injury, I took off from anything. I didn't move it, I just iced it 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, and I was very careful not to really use this arm at all, because obviously it was a fresh injury, so it was swollen, it was kind of painful. It wasn't too bad, not nearly as painful as I thought, but still, I wanted just to be very delicate with it, let it kind of start healing first. So all last week I just chilled and iced it. But now, a week later, we're gonna ease into some physical therapy for it, because you don't want to just sit there and let these injuries wither away and heal all stiff and incorrectly. With any injury, it's a fine line between being careful, not pushing it, allowing it to heal, but also using it in a way that helps it to strengthen up as it heals and allows it to heal properly. So when you finally are healed and you go to work out again, you're not tearing it right away because it healed stiff and it healed without any sort of dynamic movement or anything like that. So we want to ease back into using this pec so it heals in a healthy, functional way. But of course, not pushing it. We want to let it actually heal too. Next video. Also, I've kind of become obsessed with this coffee and energized protein combination we have going on here. The Built Goes. I forgot to mention, guys, this is collagen protein. So if you're lactose intolerant, you're safe, you can have these. And collagen protein is actually most important for me to have right now during this recovery, given that it helps with skin, muscle tissue, tendon health. It helps with all of that. So this is 15 grams of collagen protein, 100 grams of caffeine to add to our coffee. And this specific flavor is the chocolate mint flavor. So we're gonna add this in. Our energized collagen protein coffee flavor. Ooh, and we're making this coffee chocolate mint flavored. Look at that. Boom. Now, everyone's tolerance for caffeine is different. Mine's pretty high. So for me, this is pretty solid right here. You have coffee, which is lighter in caffeine, and then you have this, which is 100 milligrams of caffeine. It basically comes out to like a pre-workout dosage, which for me is great. It's also about the same as a lot of high caffeine energy drinks. If you're more sensitive to caffeine, of course, you want to be careful with this and blend accordingly. But I love these bad boys right here, guys. Use the code Wright20 for 20% off. Link for these in the info box below. And they go with so many things. Enjoy.